Welcome back to my channel, The Silver Hair Homemaker, or welcome if you're new. I've been making some Thanksgiving side dishes. I hope you've watched those videos. If you haven't, you can find them in multiple playlists on my channel. So since I've been doing all the side dishes, I thought that today we'd make it a little fun and give it a little twist and make some dessert for after you've eaten that Thanksgiving dinner. I'm thinking today we're going to do something a little chocolatey. Because now, I'm a girl who loves some chocolate. It's probably my favorite. So come on. Let's go make something chocolatey today. Okay, now for this dessert today, we are going old school, homemade, all the way. Now, I'm one who is going to use a shortcut, a box mix, anything like that, something prepackaged, a good part of the time. But today is not going to be that day. We're going to use everything and make a completely homemade dessert. And these are the ingredients we're going to use today. You don't need much to make this dessert, but it's going to be delicious. We've got some granulated sugar, some cocoa, butter, self-rising flour, some whole milk, vanilla, and one more ingredient. Let me show you what that is. We're going to use some water. Yep, water is that last ingredient. So here we go. Okay, so this is where we're going to start. We're going to need 1 1/8 cups of boiling water. So you want to start there. Put your water on the stove. Now you want to take you an 8x8 pan. Now you want to take you a 1/2 stick of butter and melt it down in the microwave. Now you want to take that melted butter and you're going to pour it in your pan. Just like that. You just want to set this to the side. Now take you a bowl and you need 3/4 cup of self-rising flour. And now we're going to sift this flour. So I got me a little handy dandy sifter right here. And this is a 1/4 cup measuring cup that I've got in my hand. So we're going to use 3. You just want to sift that into your bowl. Next, we're going to add our sugar in with our flour. You need 1/2 cup plus 1/8 cup of granulated sugar. Next, you need your cocoa. So since I'm cutting this recipe down from its original size, you're going to need 3/4 tablespoon of cocoa plus 1/8 tablespoon. So you're just going to have to kind of judge that. That's what I'm doing there. Just judging, and I'm hoping it's going to be enough. Okay, you just want to whisk these 3 ingredients together. Just kind of get them all good and combined. Make sure you get down in there with that whisk so that you don't leave anything behind on the bottom of this bowl. Next, you want to add in your milk. Now you need 1/4 cup plus 1/8 cup. You just want to get that all mixed up in there, good and combined. Just get it all mixed up together. Make sure you get in the bottom of that bowl real good so you can get all those dry ingredients mixed up in there. Okay, next we're adding in some vanilla. You need 1 teaspoon. Y'all knew I was going to do it. Now, just get that mixed up in there real good too. Oh, that looks good and chocolatey. You want to set your chocolate mixture to the side and get you another little bowl. And you need to add in 3/4 of a cup of sugar. So that's a half. Now, there we go, 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And now to this bowl over here, to this bowl of sugar, you need to add 1/4 of a cup of cocoa. Let's see if I can do this one without making too big of a mess. There we go. That'll work. And you just want to get that sugar and that cocoa just all mixed together real good. And if I didn't tell you already, you need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Okay, let me turn my water up so it'll start boiling now. I've had it on a low to medium heat because I didn't want it to boil too fast. But you want to get your pan with your butter back up here front and center. You're going to take this mixture right here and you're going to pour it just all over the top of that butter. You're going to want to stir this. Do not, I repeat, very important, do not stir this at all. Just get all that down in there. Switch to a spatula so I can get all of that goodie out of there. Don't want to leave none of this behind. Remember, don't stir. If you don't have any of these spatulas, I suggest you get you at least one. You didn't stir it, did you? I didn't stir mine. I wanted to, but I didn't. Now you're going to take this dry mixture, this sugar and this cocoa you got over here mixed up, and you're just going to take it and you're just going to sprinkle it all over the top. Now don't mix it. Don't stir it. Very important not to stir. I know I sound like a broken record, but I don't want you to stir it and mess it up. Okay, y'all see that water over there is just a boiling. Now you need 1 1/8 cups of that boiling water. Got me one. You still hadn't stirred that, have you? Don't stir it. You're going to take that 1 1/8 cup of water. I'll get the rest of my water in just a minute. Right now I just got a cup. You're just going to take it and you're going to pour it all over everything in that pan. I know y'all think I'm crazy doing this, but I'm telling you, just watch. Just keep on watching. This smells so good. It smells like a big old cup of hot chocolate. Now let me get my 1/8 of a cup of water. All right, let me get the rest of my water on there. Now you want to take this whole thing and still don't stir this. Once you stir this, don't stir it. You pour that water on top, you leave it like it is. Set it to the side somewhere because you want it to sit for a few minutes. We're just going to let it sit there. Just like that. For about, at least 5 minutes. Now you want to take this mixture you got over here in this pan. You want to take it and put it in a 350 degree oven for 30 minutes. Now while we're waiting on our dessert to come out of the oven, we're going to make something else chocolatey. It's just a chocolate kind of day. Now this is a little no-bake dessert, just something really quick and simple, kind of fun, but very easy if you're one person and you just want just a quick little dessert. Now I'm just going to take one of these little mini graham cracker pie crust, just one of them. You take that little plastic thing out of it, a little plastic lid. Now I know I opened the package, and that's okay. I'm going to take the rest of these and I'm going to put them in an airtight container or a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to put them in my pantry for when I want another quick little dessert. Now see, these fit perfect down in a quart size Ziploc bag. Now the ones you have left, you can even put those off in the freezer if you want to and keep them that way. Now we're going to take just one of these snack pack pudding cups. Now I'm going to take my pudding cup, I'm going to get it opened. You just want to get that pudding just stirred up around in there, mixed up real good. This is the pudding that is shelf stable, so it is not cold yet. Sometimes when I buy them, I do bring them home and I just stick them off in the refrigerator because if I'm going to eat one, I'd rather it be cold. And I'm pretty sure the grandkids would too. So you just want to take that and just pour it in your pie shell. I told y'all this was simple. But you may not have thought about it before, and that's why I wanted to throw this little idea out here. I know some people may watch this video and think that's silly for me to be videoing something like that. That's okay. Somebody else might not have thought about it, but they might think it's a really good idea. I mean, if you want a chocolate pie, but you don't want a whole pie that you've got to put in the freezer or anything like that, or just on a whim you want a sweet treat and you're like, man, chocolate pie sure would be good. If you've got these little graham cracker pie crust hanging out in your pantry or in your freezer and you got some chocolate pudding hanging out, there you go. A chocolate pie for one. Just stick this off in your refrigerator and let it chill for a few hours. And when it gets nice and chilled, if you have some of this hanging out in your refrigerator, you're just gonna squirt some of that on top of it and enjoy your chocolate pie. Maybe you've got some Cool Whip hanging out in the freezer. You can use that for a topping. You can make your own Cool Whip by using some heavy whipping cream if you got it hanging out in your refrigerator. And if you don't have any of the above, well, I can almost guarantee you that's not going to matter. Because if you're wanting a chocolate pie, this will do the trick. Okay, I have my chocolate dessert out of the oven. And if I forgot to tell you what it was, it's called a chocolate cobbler or a hot fudge cake. It is called either one. So pick you a name and roll with it. But just let me tell you one thing. This is one of the most glorious things I have ever smelled. I wish YouTube had smell-o-vision. Oh, I wish it had a smell option because this right here smells so good. Now, since it's fresh out of the oven, I'm going to take it and I'm going to set it over here to the side. And I'm going to let it cool for just a little bit. Then we're going to cut into this thing and I'm going to show y'all the inside. Doesn't that look good? I'm going to get over here in this little corner. I'm going to get a spoon of this. Now you see all this soupy stuff down in here, okay? It's supposed to be like that. And the longer it sits and cools off, that's going to thicken up. This is why it's called a hot fudge cake. Look how delicious that looks. Look at that. Oh, wow. Now I'm going to have to give this a taste test. It smells so good. Okay, y'all. Got my chocolate cobbler, hot fudge cake, whichever one you want to call it. We're going to give it a little taste. You see that? That looks really good. It smells like a big cup of hot chocolate. Man, I love me some chocolate. That right there is some homemade goodness. Yes. You need to make you one of these, especially if you love chocolate. This will make a simple, easy Thanksgiving dessert, or for any time for that matter. And we've got our little bitty miniature chocolate pie. It's been in the refrigerator chilling for about an hour or so. You can let it chill for longer than that. Now you're going to take your Ready Whip or your Cool Whip or your homemade Cool Whip out of some heavy whipping cream. You're just going to put you some on the top. And you've got you a perfectly delicious chocolate pie for one. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a like, share the video, leave me a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.